Bruh. Alright, so today we're gonna be going over how to make this little chicken farm. If you want to skip over the how it works part and just get straight into the tutorial, go ahead and skip to the times on screen. Alright, so this is a relatively compact design if you do use the trapdoors over here. If you aren't able to, then that's fine. It just doesn't fit in that small of an area, but I would recommend having these, first of all, just to make it look a little bit smaller. But the farm works as such. So standing here, you have the chickens, and when you open up the trapdoor, you want to make sure it opens in this direction so that the chickens can't actually hop out. But the chickens will lay eggs, and they go through the hoppers right here, and they go into this dispenser. All right, now once an egg goes into this dispenser, there is a comparator right here which will take an output from that dispenser, which will then power this block, which will then power this piece of redstone, which will then go ahead and push this observer into this observer, which will make a clock, which will then go ahead and power this dispenser, allowing it to dispense the egg. And then baby chickens cannot die because they are only half a block tall. So then once they grow up into a full-born chicken, they will, they'll get cooked and they die. And they go into the hopper and they go into this chest right here. And this farm is Bedrock Edition, technically only, but if you are on Java Edition, all that you have to do is invert it like that. It's just a little less clean, but it does the exact same thing. Alright, so what you're going to need to go ahead and build this is in this chest right here. You're going to need 5 building blocks of choice, something that, preferably isn't flammable. You will need some kind of staircase or just like a half slab or something transparent to keep the chickens in, but you can still open the chest type of deal. Once again, preferably not flammable. Some kind of slab. You need glass if you want to see the chickens. If not, don't worry about it. You want a dispenser. You want 2 observers. You want 3 hoppers. You want a piece of redstone. You want a sticky piston. You want a chest. You want 2 wooden trapdoors. And then these are optional if you want crimson or warp trapdoors just to make it smaller. Otherwise, you can go ahead and use blocks and it'll be a little bigger. But, if you want it smaller, use trapdoors. And then you need a lava bucket. You don't need to leave the bucket. You just need the lava. You can take your bucket back. Yeah, y'all also gonna need a comparator. So you're gonna want to go ahead and get yourself a little 3x3 area. The piece of glass is, it's part of the 3x3 area, but you don't technically got to put anything there, so it doesn't really count. Alright, so the first thing I always like to do is find out where we want to put the chest. So go ahead and find that out and place it in this direction, just like that. And then on the side, go ahead and place a hopper going into it. Go ahead and put a slab on top of that hopper, as well as a dispenser facing into that slab. Go ahead and take a hopper out of the back of that dispenser, as well as a hopper coming in this direction. Go ahead and take one of your trapdoors and place it on the hopper, and then go ahead and open it up just like that. Then go ahead and take your next trapdoor and make sure that you go ahead and put it like this, so that when you open the trapdoor up, the chickens cannot jump out. And if you're really paranoid, then you can always go ahead and put an iron trapdoor down and put down a redstone block just like that. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is come over to this side of the dispenser right here and place an observer facing downwards, just like that, to where the face is going to be like that. Next up, come over here and take an output coming out of the dispenser. Now, if you're on Java Edition, place dust right here. Otherwise, if you're on Bedrock, break this block and just dig down a couple of blocks. So go ahead and place a piston facing this direction and dig down a couple of blocks to where you can face an observer facing upside down like this. When the 2 observers get pushed into each other, the 2 faces will be looking at each other, making a repeating clock. Go ahead and refill up the hole, but do not place a block right here. You want this to be open so that the piston can push and pull the observer just fine. Next, place a redstone dust right here, as well as your building block right on top. Go ahead and fill this up right here if you want to, and then you can place an upside down staircase right there. Next up, grab your trapdoors if you are choosing to use them. If not, that's fine. You can just use regular blocks or glass. Go ahead and build up a couple of blocks to where you have a nice little 2 tall chamber. You want to do this on all these sides and then place a solid block right here. And then you're going to go ahead and cover it up in a half slab. Next up, cover this hopper so that nothing else falls in. And then place some blocks right here for security on this side of the chicken coop. Next, get a glass block and place it right here. Otherwise, you can just use a regular block and you won't be able to see, but that's fine. And then cover the roof in slabs so that the chickens can knock it out. Lastly, open up the trapdoor and then go ahead and just put the lava in right here. I found that this is the easiest way to actually get the chickens in. Occasionally, they will walk over. You just have to kind of slow them down, but for the most part, they all will just end up falling in. It's really simple. All that you do is put a half slab, or you can just put a block right here to be even level with the trapdoor. And then you want to make a half slab a little bit taller so they don't actually jump and recognize that as a full jump, because they recognize this as a full block, this open trap door right here. So they see this as like a staircase, they just kind of walk up it, but that doesn't happen, obviously. They just fall in. Y'all good to just go ahead and cook your chicken, eat good for days, for weeks, for months, forever, because this is like the most important farm. This is like unlimited food. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. This is a kind of a repeat of one of my designs. I just kind of took out the dispenser at the top because it's kind of useless, honestly. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you have not, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.